Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be making an ultimate guide on Supabase Webhooks and basically showing you guys how you can trigger edge functions or basically any HTTP request from a webhook. So basically the difference between a webhook and a real-time connection that you have in Supabase. So in Supabase you have Supabase real-time, but you also have webhooks. So basically the difference is that a webhook is asynchronous, and that allows you to basically do something after a specific event happen on a table. So let me show you how you can do it from the cloud project of Supabase, how you can activate the webhook function first so that we can use it on the cloud version. So you will go to integrations, and then you will search for database webhooks, and you'll find it right here. And once you basically have it, you can read the description if you have any concerns, and from here you will be able to see the webhooks you've created if you've created one. So now let's create a webhook to basically call an HTTP endpoint that we have made right here on our bun index.ts, which listens on port 3000 that we're going to use basically for listening to HTTP events. And what I'll do is I'll basically go ahead, create a new hook. I'll call it callback name on our table that is called names. We'll do on insert HTTP request. As you can see, we don't have the edge function basically feature here because we can call it via an HTTP request too. I'm going to show you after it how you can do it. But basically it's going to be even more simpler if you use the cloud version of Supabase. And then what you can do is use HTTP, and then on local development you're going to use if you use the local development environment, you're going to use the localhost basically of your host device. And for me this is going to be host.docker internal because I'm using Docker. So host.docker.internal on port 3000, and then we're going to call the endpoint called hello, and this is going to allow us to send requests to the specific endpoint. And we're going to add a parameter that is called name, and let's say TO, something like that. And then basically each time we insert a new row, we're going to call this HTTP endpoint, which could be anything. It could be basically a job you trigger on an API server that triggers AI stuff or anything you want. So let's just create the webhook, and we'll just see. As you can see, there's no logs right now on the server, and what I did is I console log the request on the server when it receives a request. So let's just insert a new row and check if we get something. So let's just do I, and then we're going to do this. And if you go look into cursor, you see that we've received a request where the parameter is called TO, so name TO. And then we could use anything we want right here into our function to basically interpret it. So that's really where the webhooks are interesting, is that you can basically execute any operation from an HTTP request done by your database without an API layer, and basically call any other web server. So this is the interesting stuff. And then what you would want to do for an edge function, so what we'll do is we're going to create another webhook. So we're going to call it callback name basically edge. And what this will do is that it's basically going to execute a edge function. So we're going to do the same thing, names, update, insert, or let's do update just to make it change a bit. And then what we can do is basically use the edge function to do the same thing. So we're going to do the same thing. So http dot slash, then we're going to do host.docker internal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do internal then it's gonna be 54321, and then slash v1 functions, no, sorry, functions slash v1, and it's gonna be hello world, just like that. And this is gonna call our edge function that is basically gonna be running on our server. I'm gonna show you how to do it. And let's do a parameter too. So let's use name Tia also, and then we'll go see on our edge function. So now that we've done the thing with the HTTP request, we can do the same thing for the function. So the edge function right here, we're gonna need to do the serving method, which I'm gonna show you. So you can do npx supabase functions serve, and this is basically gonna serve all the functions that are in your repertory of functions. And if you use the cloud version of Supabase, basically you just need to call your Supabase database endpoint, and it's basically gonna do the same thing. So as you can see, we have serving functions on HTTP. Localhost basically 54321, which is what we want at the function name. So this is what we want. So let's do let's try to see if when we update a row we get the callback name edge function to execute. So if I come here and I change the text, let's say I call this my name is Theo, and I click enter. Yeah, so as you can see, we received a message. So it called the Dino endpoint, but we didn't receive an authorization header. And basically this is why we need to authenticate with the header when we do the request. So we will need to specify in the webhook that we are a specific user. So if I do just like that, and I go with authorization, just like that, and then I'll do bear, and what is my API key. So then to find the API key for my specific project, what I'll do is I'll basically do npx supabase status, just like that, and this is gonna give me my variables that I have when I started the Supabase local development setup. And what I'll do is I'll take the add-on key right there. I'll be able to go in my Supabase interface, and I'll paste the API key with bearer, and then I can click update webhook. And if I go again and update, my name is Theo in text, and I do enter, and I go right here, you can see that I got hello from functions, which is basically the console log that has been called. And then yeah, so this is basically the result I have. And this is how you basically call either an HTTP endpoint or an edge request, edge function request via the Supabase Webhooks function. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further help that you need, you can check my link in the description, where I do one-on-one consultation call with you guys to help you fix any of your projects. So whether it's an architectural problem, a more niche down project that you want to do that you're not sure how to approach, I can help with that. So definitely book a call if you're interested. I'll see you guys in the next one.